You are now rocking with the best, Ro Parrish, and it is Charles Barkley's
Guarantees.
All presented by FanDuel Sportsbook, the pride of Leeds, Alabama, with his picks for the weekend.
Hey, man, cut to the bogusness. How did I do last week?
You did very well, Chuck.
Did I really?
You were 5-3, which pushes your record to 21-16. I was 500. I wasn't nearly as good as you.
Well, how about your Rovito?
That's what I'm saying. I was 500, but overall this season, my winning percentage is still better than yours.
Okay, nice try.
So first things first, happy birthday to you. And
thank you.
Of all the people born in the month of February besides yourself, of all your famous friends, who is your favorite or favorites who you share a birthday month with?
Well, Michael Jordan always reminds me he's my big brother. He's 3 days older than me. Dr. J is right behind me, I think. So those are the two that come right up.
So let's get this thing started. So we have the Lakers, we have the Heat, a finals rematch. The game is in Los Angeles. Miami have been trending upwards. They won 4 straight, then they lost 3. The Lakers, though, they're inconsistent at home. They got losses to the Clippers, Blazers, Spurs, Warriors, and they allowed a couple of lottery teams to take them into overtime. So who wins this finals rematch?
Well, even without Anthony Davis, I'm going to go with the Lakers. Guaranteed.
And why are they winning without AD?
I tell people, like, when you go look at the NBA schedule, when teams go, like, you go east to west twice a year, this is probably their second week on the road. They are zombies right now. So I'm going to take the Lakers.
Nets at Clippers. The Clippers, they've been without starters for a couple of games. We've seen PG sitting out, Kawhi's been out. The Nets big three have only played 7 games together so far this season. Now, they played last time on TNT. That game wasn't decided till the final moments. Who's winning this potential finals preview in LA?
I can't answer that question.
No, Chuck, you have to answer that question.
Who's playing?
We don't know yet.
See, that's not a fair question then.
Well, okay, Chuck, let's say everybody is available.
If everybody's available, I'm going with the Nets.
You're going
because I'm going with the Nets. Guaranteed.
Okay, so you said Kyrie is the third option. Do you still feel like he's the third option? And who's going to be the top 2 scorers of that night anyway if everybody's up?
Well, it's not who's the top 2 scorers. I mean, that's another unfair question. But Kyrie has finally realized he's got to be the shooting guard because he doesn't pass the ball enough to be the point guard. You know, he made that big proclamation telling James he's going to be the point guard. James has to be the point guard because James will pass the ball. Kyrie is not he's not one of those guys who's going to pass the ball. But I'm glad he admitted they needed James to play the point guard.
Yeah, James has been outstanding so far this season. So many games of double-digit assists.
Okay. Well, he was outstanding except them last 4 games he played in Houston.
We're not going to talk about that right now.
Okay, my bad.
So before we get out of here, we're approaching March. You know, you will again be a part of the March Madness coverage. College basketball, Blue Bloods this season, they've all been on the struggle bus. You got Michigan State, North Carolina, Duke, Kentucky. All of them could miss the tournament. Of those 4, who has the best shot to make it to the tournament and dance?
What's the teams again?
Michigan State, North Carolina, Duke, and Kentucky. They've all been pretty bad this season.
North Carolina,
you got that. Okay, we're writing that one down. And who is going to win it all out of all the teams? Who's going to win?
Well, there's 2 teams. It's so funny you mentioned. I had a bet with a friend of mine last night. I bet him a big steak dinner and a bottle of wine. I got Gonzaga and Baylor, and I gave him everybody else. If Gonzaga, the Zags, or Baylor do not win, I'll be totally shocked. They are the 2 best teams by far.
So those 2 teams are going to make it to the finals, and that's what?
Guaranteed.
Well, there it is. Chuck's mouth is where it originated, and baby, it can never be duplicated. And he always did it his way.
That's it, baby.